Hello, and welcome to A Player's Path, a story about life in football by Titan Fry. Copyright 2020 by Titan Fry. The audiobook is narrated by Will Hollowell and is also copyrighted 2020. All editing of this book in any form is by KP Editing. The cover design is by KP Designs, and this entire book and series is published by Kingston Publishing Company. Any unauthorized use, copying, or distribution of this book in any form is strictly prohibited. And now, A Player's Path, a story about life and football. Chapter 1. Mid-August. What does that mean to most high school kids? Mostly it's sorrow, as their wonderful summer vacation nears its end, and the brand new school year arrives. To me, Andy McDonald, yes, just like the fast food chain of Fisher, Pennsylvania, mid-August meant the start of football camp. Yes, football, the game played with the pigskin ball. Now I know what you're thinking. There's a game where you use a ball made from a pig's skin? How inhumane. And you would be right if they were still making it from our porky buddies. Still, it's true when people made the first football, they used a pig's bladder, sick, and stuck it inside a leather cover. Hence the slang term pigskin was born. Now I'm a lover of animals. My family has 2 cats and a giant tank full of fish. I especially love our iridescent sharks. Yes, I wouldn't want to play with a ball made from killing an animal. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy eating meat, but at least there you are killing it to survive. I know I should be a vegetarian. One day I plan to be okay, but to kill an animal just to make a ball? Not cool in my book. Shoot. Let's get off this topic and back onto the game I love. Football. Nowadays, they make football out of rubber or plastic bladders, and often with plastic covers. I've been playing the game of football ever since I can remember. My father and I would go out to the local park, which we called the ball field. He would hand me a miniature foam football and teach me how to run routes. My father would also throw the ball to me, and since it was only a foam ball, it wouldn't hurt when it smacked me in the face. Boy, did the football smack me in the face as a little kid. My catching was horrible, just horrible. One thing I found myself naturally good at was throwing the ball. Yes, I'd grab that foam ball, hold it the way my father showed me, and toss it down the field. My father told me I had a perfect spiral in my throw, and at the time, I hadn't the faintest idea of what a spiral was. As a 28-year-old man, my playing days are over. Yet as I watch my now 5-year-old son get older, I can't help to think of the football memories we'll have together. I'm happy to have the chance to build these memories with my son, especially with what happened when I was 14. Let's focus on that mid-August summer when I was 14. Those were the days, playing, practicing football with my father, with Daddy at our ball field. I miss those days so much. Well, I don't miss the day my story begins, that's for sure. But here it goes. August 11th, 2005, after summer camp. Oh, I hated it. I went to the ball field to practice football. My mother took me that day as my father had to work late. He called my mother and told her that he would be done with work soon and would rush over to the park to play with me. This excited me as, no offense to my mama, throwing the football around with her wasn't as enjoyable. This pastime was between my father and I. This was where we bonded. My father, Jerry McDonald, played football not only in high school but in college as well. He played linebacker and supposedly ranked in the top 5 in the country for college linebackers. My father wanted to go pro. This was his dream. Yet, a torn ACL ended that dream. So, at an early age, my father wanted to get me into the game he loved, hoping his dream would live through me. This now became my dream, and the dream wasn't necessarily to become a professional football player, but to make my father proud. 1 week from August 11, 2005, next Friday the varsity football tryouts would be held, and I wanted to make sure I was completely ready. So, I guess now you see why I felt antsy to have my dad come home and practice with me. My mother and I played around for over an hour. She would hold the ball, a real football, not foam, and I'd grab it and perform my fakes down my route. My mother also attempted to throw me the ball, but it never turned out so well. Now my throws came out perfect, as always, yet she hardly ever caught the pass. Another 15 minutes passed, and I really started to worry about my father. "Mom, has Dad called yet? I hoped he'd be here by now." My mother pulled out her cell phone. She clicked the on button, and a frown grew on her face. "No, he hasn't called yet." My mother clicked on my father's contact and called his number. She put the phone on speaker mode so I could hear it ring. 4 long and eerie rings rang out. I say they were eerie because my father always answered my mother's calls, and since he didn't today, I knew something must have been wrong. "I think we need to go see if we can find Daddy," my mother said. I nodded in agreement, and we jumped into my mother's minivan. My mother drove us straight home. When we pulled up to our house, my stomach became weak, and I believe my mother's stomach became weak as well. My father's car wasn't in the driveway where he normally parked. I jumped out of the minivan, slamming the door hard. Maybe he's home and parked inside the garage. My mother stepped out of the minivan, frowning. "Maybe." Now the reason for the frown on my mother's face was because, as I already stated, my father always parked in the driveway. He would park on the far right of the driveway to allow enough room for my mother to pull into the garage. But maybe today he parked inside the garage. Or so I hoped. I ran up the driveway, sticking my face against the small window on the garage door. "Empty," I muttered. My mother opened the door to our house and ran inside. "Jerry! Jerry!" I trotted behind her, eager to find my father. My mother and I ran through the entire house just to find it empty. Now, back in the living room, we stood in silence. My hands placed against my hips, and my mother's hands were raised up, gripping the back of her head. Maybe I should call around to the local hospitals," my mother shakenly said. I stood silently, watching my mother attempt to search for all the local hospital numbers on her phone. Her hands shook so bad she appeared to have a severe case of Parkinson's disease. After speaking with 3 different hospitals and receiving no information, my mother's phone rang. She didn't recognize the number. My mother glanced up and shot a disturbed look my way. The look she gave me will forever be embedded in my mind. At that moment, we both knew our lives would be changed forever. Yes, I am Alice McDonald. May I ask what this regards?" I stood still, watching my mother. Her lower lip trembled. Weird noises exited her mouth. She raised her left hand up to her mouth. "Oh my God. Please, no, God. Please, no. Please, no." This repeatedly ran through my mind. Without thinking, I bit the nails on my right hand. I bit them so hard that they bled. "No, no!" my mother screamed. The phone dropped from her hand. Tears filled her eyes. My eyes followed the phone, watching the battery pop out as the phone smacked on our living room floor. "Mom?" I took 2 steps toward her before stopping. My mother fell to her knees, her face turned a ghostly pale white. I now ran to meet her, grabbing my mother by her shoulders. "What's wrong, Mom? Please, tell me." "Your father," my mother started to say. She stopped in mid-sentence. Her eyes appeared to be glassy. "Mom, what is it? What about Dad?" My mother stared at me with a blank expression on her face. "Is it bad?" I squeezed harder, staring into my mother's green eyes. "Yes!" my mother screamed and grabbed a hold of me. We hugged each other for nearly 10 minutes, sharing each other's sorrow.